never bang. All them having cars now, whichever get up. Light up my card with a sweet one bliss. Someone flips me a bag it up. So, it's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Yo, welcome back to another episode. I don't even know what number episode this is. CJ was counting, I completely forgot to carry on counting. But we're up there, we're doing well, we're still going strong. I'm back with Ricky tonight. How you doing, Rick?
Yeah, all good, mate, all good. I'm actually just going to go have a look at what number show this is because you've got me wondering, you got me thinking.
Yeah, I'm so stuck and stuff like that. And when I'm creating the shows, it's after work, and yeah. But yeah, we're back for another one. We're gonna have a chat about Sean McCombs versus Ben Crocker and that undercard, because there was quite a few local lads on there, Yorkshire boys on that card, on the GBM card. So we'll be running through that card, speak on James DeGale, back in the combat world, should I say, and Dave, the one and only Dave Allen. I've put it as Dave Allen rolls the dice. So we'll be catching up and seeing what people think and what Ricky thinks about Dave Allen and how he's looking and everything. So before we get into the show, we'll just go to our promo video for D-Rock Clothing. Double click. Yo, what's happening? Libster straight in the building. Number one, up the Rovers.
Up the Vikings.
How has Rovers been doing? I haven't even been keeping up.
No, we're like 4 back-to-back defeats, I think now. But
yeah, it's like
started off
United
really well. Yeah, fucking hell. I started off well. But it's just gone downhill a little bit, so it just is what it is, isn't it? Football for you.
Yeah, that's enough about football anyway. Yeah, we're both United fans, so there ain't much good to talk about. Anyway, on to boxing. The show, the GBM show on the weekend, we had quite a lot. It was a caliber of Yorkshire fighters on there. I think 3 or 4 Yorkshire fighters on there. We'll start off with the farm boy, Ed Hardy. Tough opponent. I felt like Ed Hardy did what he does. Combinations, quick hands, boxed really well. I felt like the corner probably should have pulled the guy out who Hardy was fighting. But it's good to go the rounds for me. I think we saw him live last time when we were when we went to Rovers ground. He's a good fighter. He's an entertaining fighter. He's an action-packed fighter. Likes to let his hands go. Likes to trade in the pocket. I thought he did really well. And another step in the right direction for him. What did you make of it?
I thought, like you said, I thought he came out well. Worked the body quite good. I thought his levels of change, his phases of attack were all well. He gets caught quite a bit, and he got caught quite flush a few times. And I just kind of think a bit more power and a bit more technique from the opposition that could cause him some problems. He needs to probably work on a bit more head movement, a little bit. But other than that, his boxing ability is really good. He's developing really well. He's only young. I think he's only around about 19 or something like that. can't remember off the top of my head how old he is. But I feel like it's going in the right direction. He's doing really well. So far, so good for him, really.
It's
just
like,
worried about how much he gets caught.
yeah, like you said, it is. It's definitely something to work on, and like he's young in his career, and these are the times stuff like that can be happening to you, where the opponent's power isn't there, and it gives you a chance to, right, I got caught with this. I need to work on this before I step up the levels, because at another level, if I get caught with that shot, it's learning fights, and these fights are perfect, especially when you put him in there with a fighter that's going to throw back at him. And actually give it a go to win. There's no point putting kids in there with him who's got no ambition of winning. Journeyman, who's got no ambition of winning. I understand going the rounds, but you need to take something home with you, some homework, saying, right, I did this wrong, or I got caught here or there. You need those opponents to show you those flaws in your game at an early stage.
Yeah, exactly that. I feel like as he steps up in competition, he just needs to probably not get caught as much with the cleaner shots and focus a lot more on a bit more head. He's very aggressive. He's got power. He could have got the kid out a couple of times, but fair play to his opponent as well. His opponent went game. His opponent didn't stop throwing. He had quite a bit of power himself as well. I think he had like over 10 knockouts. So it was a good test ready, and it was. I think it was a good fight and a good bout for him. So let's just see where he goes next and what's next on the cards for him.
Yeah. Just a few more comments. Evening, Ra. Ra says, where's CJ? CJ is working. He's got a personal training. He's being a personal trainer, basically. He's got a client. He's got to do that. The money's got to come in, so we're not paying yet. So he's got to work. So no CJ tonight, unfortunately. Jack Gladman, what's up, Jack? As someone from Stevenage, Ricky, mind the gap.
It's our first season back, Jack. Just you fucking wait, pal.
Hey, this is boxing, Jack. We don't do football. We're too sad over here to be doing football. Ra says, how did Shaquille, Gradius, and Taz look? We'll be getting on to them next.
Patience, Ra.
First, patience, Ra. Stay tuned, Ra. This is how we do it. Stay tuned. You've got to build it up. You got company.
I was telling Youngman to shut the door.
So you didn't catch up on this fight, but I wanted to speak on Reese Mould. We saw him last time out against Luis Silvestre at Donny, where he got knocked down early in the fight, came back, fought really well, but the fight had gotten away from him. I thought Silvestre boxed really well as well in that fight and deserves the credit. I thought he put up a good fight, Reese, but we were saying, where does he go after that? Even the crowd, it seemed like everyone was asking questions. What happens? Does Reese pack it in? Does he give it another shot? What happens? And it seems his move camp is gone. He's gone to Is it Ingledham he's gone to? I know he's moved.
I'm not too sure. I haven't kept up to date on it.
He's moved where Mick Conlin's at. But he's moved camps anyway, and he got back in there and he put on a really good performance, shutout performance. He was fighting a Mexican, tough guy who came to fight as well. The first round was probably the closest round in the fight. Reese started off really well, good body shots, but the Mexican guy, same again, just basically copying what Reese was doing, both landing body shots. A lot of body shots was thrown in this fight. Really action-packed fight, action throughout. A good contest for Reese to get back into, and it was a good performance. So hopefully he's got that confidence moving gyms, and with this performance, see what he can do again, give it another shot.
The thing about Reese as well is people asking questions about where does he go and what does he do. what they've got to remember is he's got so much more to give as well. He's only like 29. I think he's about 30 years old. So
30, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not as if he's like 35, or like he ain't got nowhere to go. There's roads ahead of him just because the Sylvester fight were a close fight. So there's no issue with losing to Sylvester. He's a very good, talented boxer. So for me, it's one of those where there's other roads and there's other journeys that you can take. And just because you've got a loss on your record doesn't mean, fucking hell, you got to quit now. Because then there'd be no fighters left, would there, in history?
Exactly. I feel like that. I say this a lot. Like people, when a fighter doesn't seem to be at world level, all of a sudden everybody wants them to. Oh well, what have they got left to give? It's like there's so much boxing out
Yeah,
there.
of
There's
course
so
there is.
many fighters out there where we can make these matchups. I'm fed up of people calling for retirement for fighters who aren't done yet. You're calling for retirement for fighters who really aren't done yet. If you're early 30s, the heavyweights shouldn't be retiring until they're 40 plus. They should be
Unless
fighting.
you're Joycey. Joycey needs to
But
retire.
he's about 40. He's 40.
He's got brain damage.
He's 40. But I don't like it when we call for retirement so quickly. Jack says, "Listen, my fighter last Saturday. The football cheered me up."
Who was your fighter?
Fair enough. The next fight we had was it Ellie? Oh, Shaquille. Are we going
Shaquille? Yeah, that's good.
Shaquille. Yeah, Shaquille. What did you make of his performance? Because I know you like
I like the Hatton-esque body shot. I thought that was just a beautiful finish. You don't get to see it very often, but he did so well. He came out. He's fast. He's vicious. He throws big punches. He throws nice combinations. He works the body really well, as we saw as well. And I feel like he's going to be a good threat. He got rid of Grant Dennis, which I'm not sure if it's been done before, but even if it has, it got done with him in quite violent and early fashion. He looked really good and he looked the part, and I think there's going to be a good future for him. I expect big things, and I expect some good tests down the line from coming up as well. But I've heard that from what I can see on the interviews that it's quite hard to get this man fights. So it'd be interesting to see what's next for him. What about you?
Yeah, the performance. I like his style. Southpaw. He's rangy. He's got power. Like that body shot was just it was beautiful. Like I said, Hatton-esque, just lovely body shot, and it was done. His post fight, he did say people aren't signing to fight him. There's is it the British title eliminator or whatever, purse bids or something? They need to go to. So he's hoping to get a big fight. I think everybody's on the zone right now. GBM is on the zone with Matchroom, with Queensberry. Everybody is working with everybody. There shouldn't be any reason why fighters shouldn't get fights, especially when we're talking about British fighters and the British scene. We need those fights. We need, yes, there's world level fights and the world titles, but the British titles, the English titles, the Southern Area title, these are the fights we need, and people shouldn't be pulling out of purse bids at this stage in the career.
No,
not to fight people. These fights, all these fights should be accepted because these fights get you to the next level. Why are we not wanting to go to the next level? Fighting the best.
These fighters, we're only seeing them twice a year half the time, and it's like, I want to see fighters more active. I want to see divisions more active, boxers more active, boxers kept keeping in shape more regular, more camps. I want to see more like from the fighters, and I want to see more of them than twice a year. Like what are we scared of? I know, don't get me wrong, I know some of them earn that much money, but surely there's got to be a thing where we can get more activity out of these fighters and enforce more fights, especially within promotions and things like that.
Yeah, I feel like the money in boxing at the moment is so high that the fighters' ambition to be the best is sort of skewed, where they're looking at what avenue can I go to make the money and perceive to be the best, rather than let me get through this guy. They're talking about this guy is that good. Let me beat him then. and then we'll go to the next guy. And I loved when boxing was like that. Now, especially on the British scene, that's what it was like. When you got to British level, you knew those two guys were the best guys in Britain, and one of them is about to go on the world stage or the European stage, and we're going to look closely. And no doubt they might win a title or they might challenge for a title. Now we don't get that. Now the British title it's not even a next step anymore because people are just bypassing it.
Yeah, they're not interested, are they? For whatever reason.
I mean,
But-
that likes of Atoma. Atoma should be fighting for the British title.
Yeah, he's just rejected an IBF title and all, hasn't he? Or shot, eliminator fight.
Eliminator. But I don't get it. Like, you should be right. Atoma, you're the next best thing up. You're 19, 20 years old. Clear the British scene out. Clear out who needs to be cleared out in the British scene. So when you get to that world level, you have fought the best of your countrymen who can get to that world level. Then you're looking at staying there.
As we said as well, like these fighters, although they said they get promoted and over promoted and overhyped. Like what we've discussed this before as well. The annoying thing about the ranking systems and how belts and titles and that all works. Atoma's first fucking thing should have been regional, then it should have been English, then British, and then European, and then moving upwards. But already within 20 fights, we're offering him title shots.
Yeah, I almost feel like it should be done that way. You should be made to before you move to the British level. I need you to see you conquer the Southern area. Get that Southern area title. Let's move up, because in the amateurs, that's how it is. That's like when you started off. It's like, right, let me go through these sort of circuits. Then I get to the big boys. We're skipping complete session. Atoma is good, don't get me wrong, but instead of fighting journeyman, fight the champ, go through those, right? This kid will be a world champion in so many years. Okay, right, go through Southern area title. Told you he's too good for this. Go through then English title. Told you he's too good. British title, Commonwealth, European. Do that on the way to being where you are now. You don't need.
And you're testing yourself.
Talking about the world title fights yet.
You're testing yourself there against champions as well, not just like your journeyman or your higher level of journeyman that have come from America and all that sort of thing. They're getting tested against opposition that are at that point of time the best, either in the region, country, Britain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It should. That's how it should be. I feel like you should go through the British. Like, that's why I always liked fighters who go through that thing of they do the British, then they do the Commonwealth, the European. I like those sort of routes because it gives me time to actually watch a fighter. It gives me time to see a fighter's little flaws or what they've learned or what they've worked on. You know what I mean? Fight by fight, because the level's moving up. You get to see those little things. You go in there and you put Atoma in there with whoever he's been in with. We don't see any flaws. We haven't seen any flaws. Even the Dillian White, which I never thought. Obviously, Dillian White was over the level, but when he fought him, did nobody think Dillian White had a chance in that fight?
Puncher's chance. He got given a puncher's chance, didn't he?
He got given a puncher's chance
to a degree,
but I think having a Dillian White on your resume means so much now, rather than him having a British title to fans, where it shouldn't be that. It should be get that British title and then defend it. If you are that guy and Dillian White is calling you out and saying you're not ready for the world level yet. You aren't ready for the world level. They're talking about you. I'm not done. You're not ready. Defend your British title against Dillian White. Then that fight is actually cemented in history of Moses Atoma defended his British title against Dillian White. It would have been a big show anyway, whatever it was. But now it's just like, oh, he's just beaten old Dillian White for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And you're giving fights meaning then straight away, aren't you? You're giving that Dillian White and the Atoma fight a meaning. It's for the British belt, and we're not saying Atoma won't get through those challenges neither, because he would, and it'd probably piss him. But
it
the
just
thing
builds
is
the British scene up a bit more. It actually puts some eyes on the British scene rather than just focusing on the world scene, because you have Atoma there. You defend that belt, that British title 3 times. You keep the title, then you move on to European. Drop the belt, that's fine. You drop that belt. The next crop of guys have to fight for it. That's absolutely fine. But you have now moved on to European. Go win that European title, because the belts at world level, they're tied up. There's no point.
And there's no rush. It's like, for me, it's like they're trying to rush the journey. And there's a comment on with Jack about the Great Britain won't let anybody younger fight for titles from younger than 20. Well, if that's the case, then that should be also for the world title. So for me, if they've proven themselves at region,
that makes
English, British, then there shouldn't be a capacity on the age. As soon as you've proven yourself at those levels, which in reality, if they go the proper route, you probably won't get there till they were 20 anyway.
But even that's just a case of the British board. Then for what reason would you do that? I don't get why you'd have a guy turn pro under 20 and then not being allowed to win a certain title because of his age.
Well, they wouldn't even be rated.
When you're a pro, when you're a pro, you're a pro. Why are you sanctioning fights then? Why are you sanctioning this person to fight at all? That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
No. Well, like we're saying, if he'd gone the proper route, and the route we think fighters technically should go, like the traditional route, he probably won't get there till we're 20. So, do you know what I mean? There'd be no issues. And yeah, fair enough. He's that good. He can be fast tracked, but let's not fast track these fighters.
Yeah, but also whilst we're fast tracking whilst you're calling it a fast track, put him in big fights with names, with British names, and make him a household name in Britain. I feel like Atoma they've just thrown him onto the world stage now that Britain aren't getting the best of Atoma. Like, we're not getting the full effect of, let's all get behind this kid. He's going to be our next one. I felt like we had that with Joshua. We had that with him where it was like, it was solely home based. Everything was home based. We built this guy up so build that when he went to world level, it was like, boom. Everyone was riding with him. But I feel like they've just thrown Atoma at world level. Now we're picking and choosing what fights, and they don't really mean anything in the rankings right now. He's just turned down an IBF eliminator for some reason, which I'm guessing they're going a different route, maybe the WBO or the WBA route.
It doesn't matter. Usyk's got the belts anyway, doesn't it?
But that's my point. Those fights are just like, I'm going to fight for an eliminator. Or
the thing is, Atoma, I don't care what anybody says, Atoma's not ready for Usyk. He's nowhere near ready.
No.
He might have the power, he might have a puncher's chance, same as everybody else, but he don't hit harder than fucking Dubois, surely to God. He might be faster than Dubois, but he's not ready for Usyk. There's nobody ready for Usyk currently.
Right, let's get back to the topic because we went on a tangent then, but that happens. We'll go Tyson Gallagher versus Ellie Hallowell. What did you make of that fight? What did you make of it?
I thought coming into it, obviously you've got to give Tyson a little bit of an edge. We know how good Ellie can box. I thought the first 2 rounds she won them personally. I thought she boxed really well. She was establishing a game plan, and she was doing well. She was boxing on the back foot. She was mixing it up, but then Tyson got sort of figured it out. Maybe took the first 2 rounds to process what were happening, the way the fight was going, how she was reacting to certain movements and maybe certain traps. And she took over the fight after that for me. I feel like she boxed really well. I don't like the monkey guard. I know a lot of people do it. A lot of certain gyms promote it. It's fancy. It's eccentric. I don't like it personally, so it puts me off straight away. And I feel like when she steps up against quicker oppositions like, I don't know, I'm just going to throw names like Yolanda Price, as people of that caliber, she's going to get caught, she's going to get beat. that guard ain't going to mix it with the best of them. You can get away with that with maybe Ellie, who was on her own early start of her journey and still learning the trade and getting to where she needs to go on her journey. But when you start climbing those levels, I just don't think that guard and that style is going to mix it up. I feel like she may, obviously with her resume, I'm not sure if she lacks a bit of power when she starts climbing those rankings, but we'll see. She's obviously got very good boxing ability. She's got good combinations. She's got angles. She's got movements all on her side. So, and she kept Ellie at bay, so she must have some sting in her shots to be able to do that. Because if Ellie didn't respect her power, she'd just carried on coming forward and forward. So she's obviously got something. She just don't commit too much or go for the kill. But she boxes really well, and I'm excited to see where they both go from here.
Yeah. My thoughts on it is probably similar to yours, to be fair. I thought, obviously, Ellie is another fighter we saw at the Donny show when she fought Stevie Levy.
Yeah.
And yeah, the first 2 rounds, I was surprised. First round, I thought, oh, Ellie's doing really well here. Second round, same again, really well. I think Tyson was struggling to just gain a range. Ellie was coming forward, and Tyson just couldn't gauge that range in the early rounds to get her shots off and get out and get back out of danger. She struggled, but fair play to Tyson's corner and herself that they made that adjustment after 3 rounds. I'd say in the third round, especially the latter of the third round, she really took over and her footwork was on point. I say, obviously, you said you don't like that sort of style, but the footwork that style is so hard to do. It looks like a lazy style, but it's not. The amount of endurance you need to be on your toes, bouncing in and out, pivoting, and also being defensively aware as well, because she was slipping a lot of Ellie's shots and rolling undershots. Her box after 2 rounds, Tyson, it was beautiful to watch, to be honest with you. It was really good to watch. Not saying that she completely outclassed Ellie, because Ellie was in there definitely making Tyson work, which made Tyson show the level she's at, to be quite honest with you. It sort of showed where Tyson's at, that she's on that verge of a world title. She's up, she's there. But whereas Ellie is still young in the game, still got things to work on. But I thought she put up a great effort. I thought it was a good showing from her. She can definitely hold her head up high and learn a lot from that fight, because going those rounds with Tyson, she will learn a lot from that. So fair play to both ladies in that fight. I really enjoyed that fight. Really did enjoy that.
It shows Ellie a little bit where she's at, because we were trying to work out where she were and could she mix it just yet with Tyson. Tyson's known, obviously Tyson's a little bit been inactive due to the Ebony Jones fight.
Jones,
But it was interesting to see where Ellie were, because Ellie would obviously come up against opposition. Stevie Levy was not certainly on that level, but at a certain level. And it was interesting because Ellie was able to prove that although she's not quite ready for that level, she's not far away from it neither. Tyson, she's on the verge of world level opposition now. It's just a case of I just don't like that style. I never have done. I see it in the gyms. I saw it at the amateur shows. You see a lot of them. It's like a monkey. It's like a monkey style, and it's just. And the thing is, the angles, the defensive, the head movement, it can be done with your fucking hands up, because Loma could do it, and so could sort of Mayweather with his little Philly shell. So it can be fucking done.
It's the Josh Kelly. It's the Josh Kelly style, and Josh Kelly was doing it at the lower levels. At his early days, the lower levels, the hands down, the slipping, all this.
I see a lot of the travellers do it as well in the gyms. They like doing that.
Yeah, they do.
That's why I asked CJ if you're a traveller.
What was the next fight? Was it Kraus?
Greatest Kraus, yeah.
Greatest Kraus versus I forgot his name now. Scott Forrest, that's the one. Scott Forrest. This fight was at cruiserweight because Scott Forrest took it on a day's notice. I think it was 1 day's notice.
But he was in training, weren't he? Because he had a camp.
He was in training. He did have a fight. He had a fight in Saudi that night, but obviously that fell through. He came in for this. Kraus taking it. Kraus is a light heavyweight. He took it a cruiserweight, and this kid. I know there's a lot of hype around him. Me and my missus were watching. My missus watched it with me, and obviously his daughter coming out with his daughter and dancing and stuff like that. Ring walk, brilliant. He's got that. He's got that it factor. He has got that it factor, and certainly when he fights, he loves to trade. You can see that he doesn't mind getting hit. He can trade. He does have to work on the gas tank. I think late on in that fight. Although I do think Forrest should have been stopped. Fair play to him for carrying on his part. But I felt like the referee or his corner definitely should have stopped that fight at some point. But Kraus, I think after 4 rounds, he started gassing. You could tell because he was picking his shots nicely, but then his feet slowed down a lot. That gave Scott Forrest just a little bit of hope, just that little bit of hope that he could try and land something. But Kraus, credit to him, although gas tank a little bit going empty, his defense was still good. He was still countering off the back foot when he did that. His movement was lovely. I'm excited about him. I think it was a really good performance. Obviously, the weight difference it was something in that. He dropped him. He dropped him, so it shows the power is that the power's there. But I'm excited about him.
Yeah, it was one of those where I didn't see the entrance because I watched it a bit later than everyone else, so I just skipped straight to round 1. But for me, straight away off the bat, it was quick, it was fast, he's sharp, he's got good power, he stings in his shots. He pitter-patters. The thing is with his pitter-pattering as well, it's not just wasteful, he's pitter-pattering to set up his next bunch of shots or movement to change his angles constantly.
Varies the power.
After 30 seconds of doing all that shit, I'd have been fucked anyway, because so fair play to do that for 4 rounds, 6 rounds in reality. He dropped to me, I think it was the left hook, left hook, right hook for me. It was a beautiful hook. He had him hurt. He did well to recover, Scott. But again, there's just the shots. And fair play to Scott, because I think might have been the 3rd round, 3rd or 4th, I can't remember. He had his best round. Landed some good shots on Kraus. And I thought, like, is this going to be like a little bit of a turning point as Kraus was starting to slow down? But then again, Kraus took over, started really punishing Forrest after that round. And I do agree. I think that by the end of the 4th or 5th round, he should have just been stopped. The referee was watching him, and Forrest was throwing. It wasn't landing, he was throwing, but he was taking some fucking heavy shots. Heavy shots. And you've got Maxie, you've got Adam Smith, you've got the Oliver, something like that. I don't know who he is.
He was dead on his feet
people there
as well.
saying, you got 3 people saying stop the fight. Like, stop the fight. You've got a professional, you've got Adam Smith was been in the game for years. It was time to stop the fight. And fair play to Scott Forrest for kicking it in there, because I'd have walked off crying from round 1.
Yeah, when it got to the last round, I kind of wanted Forrest not to get stopped, because I felt like you let him take this much punishment for that long. Like, there's no point in stopping it 2 minutes early. Like, just let him live. If he can survive the onslaught, survive it. And fair play, a tough man, Scott Forrest, and he's one of the. He's the guys we need in boxing, because without guys like him, like Jack says, Kraus is a nightmare to match. We're not going to get people like Kraus fights. We're not. You know what I mean? So fair play to Scott Forrest. He stepped in when a lot of people clearly have been pulling out, and Kraus can't get an opponent. Ra says,
I have just thought, though.
Go on.
I have just thought that he may have gassed because he did have to move up in weight.
That's certainly there was certainly a factor. There was certainly a factor. That's why I didn't hang up on it too much. I was just saying, because of that reason, it sort of gave Forrest that little bit of a glimmer of hope. But we also got to see another side of Kraus's game. No, but we also got to see another when he is tired. What does he do? Is he a fighter that just sits back and tries to absorb shots? Does he hold? Is he a fighter that fights back? And he did well, even when he went on the back foot. He threw.
Yeah.
He what was the word I'm joking? He banked on his. He knew he had faith in his power. That's what you can say. That he had faith in his power, his speed. So yeah, Jack says 2 of mine got offered it, turned it down for both. So Jack, you're the
Might have done him a
reason.
favour.
You're the reason.
The only reason we can't see him fight often.
No. What was the co-main? Was that the co-main?
That was a co-main event. Unusual as well for a co-main event to be 6 rounds.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Co-main.
It was quite refreshing because I'm sick of seeing all these 12-round fights for no reason. Like
yeah,
6,
that's true. A lot of them were 6 rounders. A lot of them were 6 rounders after that night. Yeah, I managed to watch a lot of the prelims as well. Shout out to Harry Powell, the Source.
Yeah, another body shot.
Great finish with lovely body shot. Obviously we didn't speak of that fight, but yeah, good finish, lovely body shot. Moving on again. There was 2 Akbars on the undercard. The first one, I think these at Still City Gym. Very fast hands. Really fast. Is it Harry Akbar? Yeah, Harry Akbar.
His fans kicked off because he didn't fight on the Eco Power show when it was scheduled on because it overran.
Yeah, oh, is that who it was? Oh, right.
Maybe,
that's who it was.
I think so.
Yeah.
They've all fought roughly at the same time again. Taz Nadeem, Ed Hardy, and then that Akbar. And that Akbar didn't fight, and his fans kicked off.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I do remember now. But yeah, he was really good. He was good. Very quick hands. I like his style. Pressure, quick feet. He cuts off the ring really well. I think he probably needs to go to the body a bit more. He head-ons quite a bit. But yeah, good fighter. Good fighter. Just wanted to mention that just those 2 fighters really before we got into the main event. McCombs versus Crocker. What did you make of it? The start, the scoring, everything. What do you make of it?
So, obviously, the first round, you got to give that to Crocker. In the end, it was a cagey round. It was a good. I thought it was a good one for Crocker. He gets that knockdown as he's catching McComb in another hook. Kush catches him off balance as he's lunging in. Nightmare of a fight to score. I didn't score it, but I was watching the rounds and I thought I won't want to score that fight. It was so close, so nip and tuck. Counters, the trade-offs. It was a very awkward fight. It was a good contest. I thought Sean at the end deserved to win. I don't think Crocker in the end, towards the end of the fight, were doing enough to keep hold of his belts. But it was a close fight, and I just thought if Ben Crocker had done that a little bit more, he may have gone completely a different way, but he just didn't do enough. He boxed well. Looking for the counters too much. Sean again, I think he's more of a counter puncher as well, and they were both. It was interesting to see. It was a good tactical display. They both got the tactics right on the night, but Sean McComb just had that plan B. And again, it was just one of those. It was a close, good fight, but you were the right winner. I thought Ben, as the champion, to keep his belts, would maybe just put in a little bit more effort or have that plan B at the end, but it just didn't seem to. Maybe Sean's shots were putting him off his rhythm. They worked his jab well. They worked his flurries well. So I don't know, but I expected a bit more from Crocker because he wasn't protecting his belts. It was undefeated record as well. So I thought I'd have seen more towards the later ends of the rounds.
Yeah, I would say it's one of those matchups where it's an awful matchup. Sometimes it can be awful, or it can be really technical and really good. Where you've got 2 counter punchers and neither of them wanting to lead in that fight. Neither of them wanting to lead because as soon as they lead, they end up getting countered. because they're that used to being the counter puncher. They do not want to lead, because as soon as they lead, the other person who's a great counter puncher or good counter puncher is going to either land or throw it. And it was one of those fights. And like you said, it was horrible to score. I thought Sean would probably be doing the bit more in the rounds, but Ben was landing the counters and he was cracking him, and he kept getting a reaction from Sean as well when he did catch him. Sean was catching Ben as well. Like you said, I've not got an issue with Sean getting the decision. I think it was one of those fights where he's like probably the guy that did the more work, where you can score in work, was Sean. Where there was eye-catching shots, I think, came from Ben. But all in all, it was one of those fights that I could probably just be like, the result is the result. Both men didn't come out of it with any disgrace. I thought it was Ben Crocker can certainly come again. He fights somebody else with a completely different style. It'll be a better fight, and I think the same for McComb's as well.
The thing is Orthodox and Southpaw never really make for that greater competitions, because you clash with
two counter punches at
awkward. And then you've got two counter punches. Most Southpaws aren't that aggressive, so it was never gonna end well. I don't think the only worst fight you can get is a Southpaw versus a Southpaw, because that's two counter-attacking boxers. But I thought the game plan was good, but just you didn't have that engine to deliver it in the end.
All in all, a good show for GBM. I like GBM shows, especially because it's got a lot of local fighters on it who we can keep an eye on, and I like him. I think Izzy's doing a great job at GBM, and hopefully we'll keep getting these shows, keep getting these guys up, and 1, 2, 3 of these guys can move on, and we can see them challenge for European world titles soon. Moving on from the upcoming fighters, it's a perfect segue actually. I didn't even mean to do that either. From the up and coming fighters and the future of boxing to British past boxers, past accomplished boxers, former Olympic champion. Gold medalist. Is it gold? Did he win gold? Yeah.
Gold medalist,
Former gold medalist. Former gold medalist. Former 2-time world champion James DeGale makes his BKB debut on the weekend. Before the fight and before the debut, what did you make of it, Ricky? Because I know you haven't seen the fight yet. So what did you make of the whole? What did you make of the whole thing of James DeGale coming back? What did you expect from DeGale, and what did you expect in this fight?
I expected. So I watched BKFC quite a lot. Obviously, I don't get to stay. I don't get to stay up to date with it all. It's it's quick. it's probably one of the most violent sports I've ever watched.
Before you go on, let me tell you this. That is bad, because I was switching in between the GBM card and the BK because I didn't realize what time James goes on. So I was like, you know what? Let me just keep watching. I'll skip through any fight that I'm not really fussed about. I'll skip through. I must have watched at least 3 BKB fights to 1.5 boxing. But, oh my god! Honestly, I was like switching over. I was like, right there, ring walk. I was like, right, let me switch over to this. We'll wait for it. Right, went back. Yep, the fighting. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's over. Right, back to boxing. I was watching boxing in that next one, and they were quick as well, because the prelims of BKB they were quick. They wasn't wasting any time in between, which I absolutely loved. I was like, all right, next fight. Boom, knockout, first round again. I was like, oh my god.
This is what I was trying to say on the group chat. It's like you get into it, and if you can get past like the technique, the issues with techniques for these boxers and fighters, it's just so entertaining to watch. Like, it's just a good fight, man. It's just a Friday night in Donnytown Centre. It's
It
like
is
I
a
was watching
scrap.
one show. It was the first show I watched, and what the lad finished the fight. It looked like he'd been attacked by a fucking Wolverine. His face were a mess, and I don't want to see fighters like that. But it's like BKFC. How I can describe it accurately is when you promise your missus a really good night, like a really good session, and it ends up being a quick, early, messy disaster. That's just that's just what it is. It's just fucking quick. It's messy, and it's over. It's over within minutes.
Absolute madness. But yeah, go on. What did you expect and everything from that fight
So anyway,
from James DeGale?
when you watch BKFC, you don't get like. Well, in fact, I might get a bare knuckle fight on here at some point. Antonio, I know, but you've got to get bypass that. A lot of them are from MMA backgrounds and different mixed martial arts backgrounds, so the boxing ability ain't always going to be there. What I expect from James DeGale is probably still the same technique, style, how he's always been in the ring, probably, and bring that bit of class and a bit more discipline to the sport, a bit more style. But I know I'm not going to get that. I know I'm not going to get that because you see, there's one boxer is a big lad, I think he's after Austin Trout, to be fair, and he is honestly the boxing ability of this kid. I'm thinking, why is he not even pro? He boxes that well, but a lot of them aren't like that. Normally, the boxers who were former pros have got the edge, but all it takes is one of them big lads to land on you, and you are out. Because, honest to God, like there was one kid on the prelims. And he was this big meathead, like you could tell he went to the gym. He looked solid, and then they were fighting this bald-headed, fattish guy with like a humpback thing. And the fattish guy had quite a bit of boxing experience, and he absolutely dusted the lad. That looked like the one that you won't want to tangle with. Unreal, and just absolutely destroyed him in one round in a minute. Just took him apart, and that's what it lacks at the moment. But as the sport grows, there's a lot of investment in it. You've got Conor McGregor building it up. I feel like you'll start and get these up and comers coming through, and you will start and see a bit more technique to it. But it's an exciting sport to watch. It's really good.
Yeah, well, like I said, the card, I watched it. It was quick, fast, very fast, entertaining. If you want to see knockouts, and
I want
then
to see
go
18
watch
fights
that.
in one night, all ended knockout. Watch it.
Yeah, go. Apart from if James DeGale is fighting, if you want to see knockouts, don't go watch James DeGale do BKB because that was a waste of everybody's time. I'll be honest with you. James DeGale ain't gonna fight on BKB again. That isn't for him. It's not for him.
No.
Just
They weren't
the
that type
whole
of
fight.
fighter.
There's more punches probably landed tonight in a scrap on Silver Street in Donny Town Centre than there was in that fight against them. There was more headbutts and shoulders, and it was just a horrible fight. That Floyd guy was just fouling the whole time. I don't know why. It was a whole mess, to be quite honest with you. It was a waste of everybody's time. Thank God the card itself and the event itself, it lived up to, if you want to see knockouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the James DeGale fight, it was everything BKB isn't, to be quite honest with you. There wasn't any punches landed. They just kept grabbing each other's back at heads and falling in, and as soon as they fell in, the referee was breaking them straight away. So there wasn't really any inside boxing happening. It was just a whole mess of just wrestling, but James
He's a
DeGale seemed very
counter-puncher
happy.
anyway, DeGale.
Yeah,
he's not known for all these. Like, he's not known for the style that BKFC needs.
No, I think he was
see,
happy
like,
with his
Dalton
win. He was happy with his win on that, and I honestly don't think he'll fight and BKB again. I don't think it's for him. It's just it's not for him. It's certainly not for him. He's not that kind of boxer that wanted to get in there and get in a scrap. He's not. He's a finesse boxer. If you want the Queensberry of boxing, you can go see James DeGale fight. You can watch him fight. That's Queensberry of boxing. BKB isn't for James DeGale, and quite honestly, I wouldn't waste my time watching him in another fight on BKB. And I like Chunky. I always like Chunky. I've always been a fan of him, to be quite honest with you.
DeGale.
Daniel Thomas says, yes, lads, where's CJ? Is he here too? No, CJ, he's got a PT tonight, so he couldn't make it. He had to get that working. So, no CJ tonight. What else we got? We got about 10 minutes. Oh, the big bad, the one and only Doncaster De La Hoya. Dave,
rolling the dice.
The White Rhino Allen. Right, Dave Allen versus I can never say his name anyway. Aslan Beck, is it? Aslan Beck, I'll call him. I think Dave's got a big chance of knocking this guy out. Dave Allen, I have never seen him in this sort of shape in my life. Like, Dave Allen looks like a cruiserweight. He looks like a cruiserweight. What the hell? Like, you cover the face up, you cover like his head, and you'd think that's like Jack Cattrall or someone. That's crazy.
We can have a quick discussion about this though, because he has gotten into good, not as good shape as that, don't get me wrong, but he has gotten into good shapes before and let us down with his performances. So I'm hoping this is going to be the one, but I hope he doesn't give away too much weight for this fight. So I'm going to be interested to see what the game plan is behind the weight loss.
And the game plan behind the weight loss is to be able to let go of those body shots, because Dave can move, and Azenbeck is very stiff. He is like every big giant you expect. That's how he boxes. He's very stiff. He's rigid. His feet are stuck in the mud. Like, his feet are stuck. So Dave moving, whipping those body, because Dave has one of the best body shots in the heavyweight boxing. He does love a good body shot. And I think Dave will move. They'll tire him out. I believe 7, 8. Dave Allen will stop him. Dave Allen stops him. I don't think Azenbeck. I don't really rate Azenbeck unless you stand there and get clubbered by this guy, which I don't believe Dave will. The weight loss probably says that's his game plan, not to stand in front of this guy. You look how exactly how Caballero beat him. That's how Dave Allen will want to fight. How Caballero beat him. Pop to the shot, body shots, move, keep turning this guy, keep popping him with shots as you turn him, tire him out and get him out of there once. Because once he's tired, his hands drops. That as soon as he's tired, his hands drop straight. His hands drop. And we know what Dave Allen can do with that big overhand right and overhand left. He has.
Yeah, I'm of the point of agreeing with you there and all. So he's only that little bit bigger than Dave Allen. I'm just having a look at it now to see his size. He's 6'5". What is Dave? Dave is 6'3", 6'2".
Yeah, that's 6'3". Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, so he's in good shape. I kind of expect like you said, Matt Mundov to be more like Nikolai Vailev, the way they were static, just big punches, big hard men, but they're limited to what they can do. The sledgehammer thing, don't get caught into that. That's just for the camera. For all we know, he got hit with them 2 sledgehammer shots, and after the camera turned off, went, "Oh, fucking hell, fucking hell." The thing is
they were just a loop. That was just 2 shots.
Yeah,
that was
fucking WWE sledgehammer.
The video.
The fucking rubber end. But all seriousness though, Dave Allen's a different beast. He's not the most technical, gifted boxer. He's never has been. He's never pretended to be. He's good with roughing it up. He's good at getting close. He's got a great chin on him. The overhand rights he loves. He's got good body shots. He's an hard big puncher, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the game plan is.
He's a hard man.
The weight loss. I just hope he hasn't lost too, because he's never fought that light before. So I just hope they've done it a good way. He looks healthy anyway, but I just hope that they've done it
but
in a smart way. He's got plenty of sparring in.
when he first turned pro, Dave wasn't that big when Dave first turned pro. I remember
but he let his
was
thing
just
go for quite a while, didn't he?
Yeah, obviously, but I'm saying like when he first turned pro, Dave didn't have this massive belly. He was always a big guy, tall, broad guy, but he didn't really have like a belly. He didn't have no six pack or out like that. But it was just like a normal thingy. But obviously, over the years and with everything he's gone through personally, with mental health and stuff like that,
he's developed personally
obviously
really well, hasn't he?
He has. He's come out of that, and not many fighters do. He's come out of that. Dave Allen is now what? This is probably his third crack at the whip, really, because he had that first burst, then he had that second burst where he'd come back, he'd beat. Was it Price? He ended up losing to in a poor fashion.
He beat Lucas Brown.
Beat Lucas Brown, yeah, and then. Lost to Price. Then he got that comeback with Clark, and everybody was sort of disappointed with him on how that ended up, because it seemed like he didn't really bother.
Is that the fight where he gambled all his money before he even fought, though?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And he's come back now, and I'm happy for Dave Allen. He's got 2 kids now. You up?
Yeah, he's been on a bit of an incredible journey, hasn't he? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
He's been on an incredible journey of self-development over his career, and it's been good to see. It's been bad to see at the same time, and it's good to see him now reaping the rewards that I feel like he deserves in a way. He's been around. He's had 7 defeats. He's come back each time. He's faced the odds. He's never had the big. Everything like for Dave Allen, really, he's promoted himself on social medias and Twitters and stuff like that, and raising with the fans.
I think it's easy to, because Dave he is one of the boys. You meet Dave whenever you meet him or speak to him, he's just, I've met him a couple of times, he's just speaking to one of the lads, and he's one of them people, he will be in a crowd of people and you will not know that this guy is a boxer, professional boxer or anything. He's just, and a lot of boxers are like that. But that's where you get your fan base from, really, is when you're a man of the people and you're just a humble person who lives a normal life, and he's never shied away from what he is and how he is as a person, and his drawbacks and what he struggled with, which I've liked about him, that he's been forthcoming about his issues and stuff like that. But seeing him now, with his kids, his wife, he's buying houses and stuff like that. It's nice to see somebody come out at the other end, especially when they live so close to you, where it's so close to home that you sort of know this person. So it is nice.
It's close to me.
Yeah, and I do hope that he will pull this off. I believe he pulls this off. I think he beats, and I hope he gets that Wilder fight. I think that's that one fight he's always said, I can beat Wilder, and for him to have that fight, and whatever happens after that, Dave Allen, he's completed his boxing for me. Daniel says KO within 7. Dave Allen looking amazing. Yeah, I believe he stops him. Yeah,
he can stand and take 2.
Yeah, he certainly can. I think he fell out of love with boxing for a while. Yeah. A lot of fighters, it happens to a lot of fighters. Also, it's one of those where certain people they fall out of love with it, and they do it because they can do it. And when you're doing it because you're just able to do it and you don't really want to do it, it's not the sport you should be doing. It's not something you want to be going in there with.
You can't be in half-arse, can you?
No, and Dave did that in a lot of fights, and how he managed to do that. When people say, "Oh, Dave Allen, he can scrap, but he's not really a good boxer," you have to be able to be a capable boxer to get in that ring. And the losses Dave's had, they're not bad losses. You look down the list of people Dave's lost to, barring the Lenroy Thomas loss and draw, which I don't believe he should have lost that fight or drawn with him. You look at the losses: Price, Clark, Dillian White, Luis Ortiz. Who else did he fight? Okay, bring it up. But it like at least 5 of his losses, guys who
They're up there with some
who
of the
are
best
well
that have been
established.
around. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's not been losing to just anybody. It's just been his application to the sport and to his ability, and whether he believes in himself or not. But
And one of his losses shouldn't have lost anyway, that Johnny Fisher loss.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Johnny Fisher loss. Exactly the same with that. I think he won that first fight. I was at the time, I couldn't believe the scorecards and stuff, but hopefully Dave can pull it off, and we go from there and get that big fight. Because if he fights Wilder anywhere in England, I'm going. I am going. If he fights
no 505
gets
fight
fight in England,
Eric is gone.
I'll be going to the fight, then I'll be hitting the 505 after, because it'll be in London somewhere. I'll be going fight, and after fight it'll be 505. But
yeah,
yeah, I think that's it. We've hit all quotas tonight. We got through the topics we wanted to get through, and obviously not having CJ tonight working, but me and Ricky held it down. Thanks everyone for tuning in, Jack, Libster, Ra, Daniel, everyone on Twitter who's watching, and YouTube who's watching. Thanks for tuning in to myself and Ricky and Crossroads in boxing. We will be back next Thursday for definite. We'll be back next Thursday. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We're out.
It's another band. All the Muslim calls now, whichever get up. Light up my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flips me a back by the so, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.